Bethesda just released a few more details on how we'll play with friends in Fallout 76. Hey Vault Dwellers, JV here, and today we're discussing multiplayer in Fallout 76. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more Fallout 76 videos just like this. Now today's video is based on a single social media post across the Fallout accounts made yesterday, but it's substantial when you consider we haven't heard anything about how we'll share experience when we're playing with other people in a group. We've had a few details on loot, but we have another layer with this post. So let's take a look. Number 1, every team member who assists in killing an enemy, successfully lands a blow, shot, etc., gets experience. This is great because this ensures that you're not fighting over kills with your teammates. Experience is shared when you're in a group. If you contributed, you have to be a contributing member. This encourages players to stick together to tackle enemies instead of running ahead or skipping over encounters. I can't tell you how often in games like Destiny, for example, that the goal is to just run ahead and you're always behind your teammates. You're always kind of being pulled forward by them. You must deal damage in order to get experience. You must contribute, and I really like that idea. Number 2, the team member to land the fatal blow on the enemy gets slightly more experience. While playing in a team is still cooperative, this adds a layer of competition within that team play. We don't know what slightly more experience means right now. Is it 3%, 5%, 10%? But there is a small incentive to be the one who finishes off enemies. And like I said before, this should encourage everyone to focus fire on enemies to keep, your team in a group. No one's running ahead, no one's doing this or that. You're trying to get that final blow. So you get a little more XP, but it's still encouraging team play. Number 3, anyone can loot an enemy corpse after it's been killed, regardless of who killed it. This is great because everyone is going to be looting every single corpse no matter who landed that fatal blow. We also know from previous information that loot is instanced to each individual player. What does that mean? It means that you're not going to be fighting over loot with your teammates. Do you remember playing Borderlands with friends and having to decide and divvy up who gets what after killing a boss? That's not going to happen in Fallout 76. Every corpse gives every player their own unique loot. No fighting, no arguing, you just get loot. You may compare your loot with your friends and be like, oh, I got this, oh, I got this, oh, you got the better thing. But that's kind of how Fallout has always been. You share stuff with your friends and you say, look at this cool thing I got. But now you actually get to experience together. And I think that's what Bethesda really wanted. All in all, this little post confirms what we probably expected. All of these decisions are designed to reduce friction between teammates and ensure that this is still a cooperative experience. Even though, you're playing in a team, you're not fighting over loot and you're helping each other gain experience. You're not feeding off of each other or doing anything like that. You're all working together. There isn't much else to say about this post, so I also wanted to take a look at this screenshot posted on Monday. This wasn't worth a video on its own, so let's take a look right now. Obviously, we have something silly here, the paddle ball string, but we're going to start on the left. You see this tooltip says, find gunpowder in the world to craft bullets. Once you've found gunpowder, you can craft it from the chemistry station. So what we're going to have, this tells me this will apply to other mechanics in the game. You gotta find something out in the world, and then once you've found that thing, you can craft it. It's kind of like finding a blueprint. You must discover that thing, and then you can go ahead and craft that thing. Again, I imagine that's how a lot of other things will work in the game, so we should expect that. And then we have a bunch of ammo types in the middle of the screen, a lot of ammunition that we've seen in other games, but this does confirm wacky, crazy weapons, which again, you probably could have guessed were going to be in the game. We've got a cannonball launcher because you see cannonballs there. We see the new crossbow bolts, flares for a flare gun, harpoon related guns, paddle ball, obviously, which we saw in Nuka World, that was a thing, and then railway spike, so we've seen that in other games. Obviously, we should expect that in this game. Finally, in the top right, we see some quests, which are interesting. First contact, find the Overseer's camp. We knew that the main quest involved looking for the Overseer. that was already information that we knew, but now we have a little wrinkle here. We're finding their camp. So maybe we will, I don't think we'll meet the Overseer. There are no human NPCs, and I expect, Bethesda to stick to that, but maybe we'll come across their camp, find clues, holotapes to lead us on the trail moving forward. This sounds like the very beginning of that quest. And then below that, miscellaneous, get the supply drop. This makes me think that this is probably one of those little events that just show up on the screen. Maybe you come across this if you go within a certain radius, or maybe this is a quest that appears for everybody on the map and everyone is kind of drawn towards one central area. And then of course that will create certain conflicts if certain people are more aggressive, but this also tells you to avoid that area. If you're more of a single player minded player, you can decide, I'm not going to go for that supply drop because I know that's where players will gravitate towards. So it kind of works for people who want to encounter other people and people who want to avoid them at all costs. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. In the comment section below, tell me what your paddle ball build would look like in Fallout 76. Share your thoughts below. If you enjoyed the video, remember to subscribe and hit the bell for more Fallout 76 content like my last video where we discuss the latest Bethesda interview on live service. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.